One main world, one creation dream.
And it's the basic systems, okay? But before entering basic systems, I prefer to teach you some useful functions. Guys, remember, most of the times you already know how to create some of this. Well, just by taking enough time, we are going to learn how to do the basics on here, okay? So, what is going to be, or how are going to work the basic functions, okay? This is a collection of scripts and triggers that will help you out to have a better edition to automate some things, okay? So the first one that we are going to create is one that we always create for the minicamps, and it's going to be the one that is auto delete effects, okay? So I'm going to remove myself from the back once more, because with this you are going to see or you are going to have a better overview about what is going on here. So just go ahead, go to useful functions, the folder that we just created, and you are going to hit a new trigger, okay? When you got the new trigger, guys, you are going to select and put a name. You are going to put auto delete effects. Remember, this is going to handle the just deleting effects that you create in this scenario after some seconds. So you don't have to worry about that, and your map is going to be a little bit more faster, okay? So how do you do that? Just hit an event and you're going to add a new event. The event is going to be special effect, and the special effect is going to be when it's created at random position, okay? Once more, at random position, and the actions is going to be first go to timer in actions and then put waiting time. You have to wait 1 second, so most of the effects take less than that to be executed, so it's going to be enough time. So pause the game 1 second until the next action, and the next action is going to be effects. So just scroll down, you have here effect, and there is one that says delete effects at position. Very important, guys, you have to use the same, because if you use the others that didn't say position at the end, it's not going to work. So select delete the effects at this position, and you have to select type of effect in the event at the event position. That's it. When you delete that, you have the first one completed, so congratulations. Now the second one that we are going to create is spawn pliers. As you see, very important, I have here this specific check mark completely deactivated, okay? And why I do this? It's because we don't want to have this executing all the time, so just create it. And you're going to put a name for it, okay? The name I put it for it is spawn all pliers. And what it's going to do is to move the pliers to a location, okay? Don't worry, later I'm going to explain you how we are going to do that. It's a quick trick. So how do you do this? Just you are going to not put any action. You are not going to put at any condition. Always see. So bye, Davon. I hope you have an excellent day. I see that you have to go, okay? Just now, guys. First action, we are going to obtain an effect, okay? So, did you guys remember that last class we create a buff that was wait or pause that will freeze the pliers until the amount of time that you want it, okay? So we are going to add that at first, so just go here, and you are going to go to plier, and you are going to go after that to the option that says obtain effect, okay? So why you are going to obtain effect, okay? So you are going to select pliers and trigger event, and very important, you are going to see that is in orange actually. So it doesn't matter, it's okay, okay? But the important thing is here, you are going to select your effect, okay? The effect that you are going to select is wait. Remember that we just created that buff yesterday, so it's going to be okay. Then you are going to select remain false, and you are just giving 5, 4, or 3 seconds. Then we are going to select a new action, and it's that we are going to change the respawn point for the pliers. And how do you do that? Okay, so for create that effect, just hit create here. You are going to go to plier, and you have an option This option is going to be the option that says change spawn point. That is this one. Sometimes I forgot where is it because I have in 2 languages this. But yeah, select change your spawn point. And you are going to select in here function library, and you are going to select random location in an area, okay? And here we are going to start creating some areas, okay? So first, let me just take a quick look from Adobe. As you see, we have like different areas around the map. Okay, so select tool mode, and in tool mode you are going to have like different parts of this scenario. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to go to each one of the sides of your maps, and what you are going to do is to just around the area. Remember that we got an area here that is the area that we covered with a different color. What you are going to do is to create here an area, okay, in each one of the sides, okay? This is where your players are going to be spawned. So just create a small area here, and a small region, and you are going to rename it, okay? You are going to put spawn blue for the team blue and spawn red for the team red, okay? But don't worry, we are going to take this. We are going to do it later, but the important thing is that you select on here, select players in random location in area, expand that, and you are going to select function, player private variable, area, and there it will allow us to choose which area, and of course we are going to do this later, but we are going to set it up as some personal area, okay? So, how do you do that? Just set up players in trigger area and select team region spawn, okay? So how do you do that? Just create a new variable and you are going to put the name, okay? So team region spawn is going to be the variable for the player's spawn point, okay? And right after that, we are going to add the last action that is going to be to move the player. So the first one is going to save like a revival point, just in case the player got killed, is going to be reborn in that area. The second one, what it's going to do is to actually move the player right now, so just hit here on player and select change location, okay? And in change location, you are going to do it exactly same thing that we did before. You select random area here. Once you select random area, select player private variable, so player private variable, select players in trigger event, and this time you are going to select also the same, just the one that says team region spawn, okay? Now we got it, just remember to deactivate this. Now we have like the basic information. Now another important thing, okay? We got the auto delete effects, we got also the spawn players. Now we are going to create auto show bars. So for those that are old students, or yeah, if you have been in the minicamp for a while, you're going to have this option, all right? And this option, what it's going to do is to allow you to auto refresh the bar, okay? What happens is in the mini work, every time that you open a UE, like as an example, the crafting table or any other interface that allows you to interact with logs, you're going to have a big problem, and is that your timer time, the one that you can find on the top of your screen, it's going to be completely deleted for some reason. It's something that they have to fix, okay? So the way that you can fix this is just by every time that your timer changes the time, or sorry, okay, this one is going to be better. Every time that you put that the timer change, what you're going to do is to just be sure that it's been showing, okay? That is the easy and the lightweight part that is going to work best, okay? So how do you are going to do this, okay? So just select here, go to where it says right here, game logic and designated timer change. Remember, not this one, just this one. The one that you are seeing in the screen is the right one, guys. And what you are going to put in here is a new variable. The variable is going to be game start, okay? And once you have that, you are going to scroll down and you are going to add a new action, okay? The action is going to be timer, and it's going to be display timer time, okay? So you are going to put the next information, and here you are going to select the variable that we just created, that is game start. We are going to show that to all the players, so be sure that you put player group, all the players. And on here, we are going to do the next thing. First, we are going to add a string concatenation, so we are going to have the first, like the information for the team that is going to do this. That is going, not the team, sorry, the game stage that is happening right now. So how do you do that? Just select string concatenation. String concatenation is connect like two pieces of information, but in strings, okay? So that's what it's going to do. So select string concatenation. And in string concatenation, you are going to have two options. The first one, it's going to be just a basic thing. It's going to be like the color that you are going to use for that. So for big green, I use a hashtag or pound G that is going to be in uppercase, that is going to be color green. And here you have to create a variable. Just create same name as got here. Of course, you can change the name, but if you use the same name that I'm using just for the screen, you won't be lost. You are going to have the same information I have, so it's going to be easier even for you. Just select it and add it. And we already have most of our different scripts created for basic. As you see, it's something very easy. It's not that much complicated. It's something that you can do very quick. Now, we got another couple of things. We got auto count here. Auto count is something that you can create by yourself. What it's going to do is just whenever the timer change, you can start counting 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 backwards. And the way you do it is don't add any timer here. You don't need to do this. Where I put it in here. What you are going to do is that you are going to add a new action. The first action is going to be player group, display text chat info for the players, or you can use also, as I do, players or display floating information. And you just put to all players the number, okay? So in this case it's ready, that is going to be the number 3. Then you put a sound for them. I use this sound. You already know how to create a sound for all the players in a group. You just put another weight, and then you put the number 2, and with the same another sound, the number 1, and go, okay? So you don't have to be very complicated, and it's very optional, okay? It's not forced to do this. You have the option to choose to use it or not use it, okay? So now you have already some useful functions, okay? Now let me give you the next code, but let me show you once more what we are going to do, okay? So remember the folder that was named as a folder, okay? Remember that, guys? Well, we are going to use that specific folder, okay? So in the screen right now, you are seeing different folders, the ones that we already created, and remember that I put the numbers inside just in front of it, okay? So just right there where it's the mouse located, you are going to see that right there you have a 0 on it, okay? So I ordered this on purpose for you guys. With this, you will know what comes first and what comes right after that. All right, so as you see, the main part or the things that is going to be executed first is going to be the number 0. Then we are going to have the Boolean stage that is going to be number 1. And then we are going to have the combat stage, okay? So that's going to be an overlook about how our game system works by folders, but also in each one of the folders we are going to have like different things, guys, okay? So let's start with it, okay? All right, so guys, let's start with the next thing, okay? All right, so guys, check this. We have like the different stage, but something that is going to be a little bit different here is, guys, that you are going to have on here different systems, okay? So as you see, the first system is going to have their own rules. That is going to be the thing that orders all the different stage. And every stage is going to have their rules for that stage. As an example, you cannot build outside the arena in the building stage. And also you have some difference for the combat stage. We are going to learn those in the next classes, but today we are going to focus in the main one, okay? So what you are going to do right now, okay? What we are going to do right now is to create all of this main system, okay? Probably you are going to see a lot of triggers, but those triggers are going to be very simple triggers. As you see, most of them are containing at max 5 actions. And it will help us out to create the system very easy, okay? So let's start with it. We are going to start with game ini, okay? What is going to hold game ini is just going to have like all the triggers that are going to be executed at the beginning. So how do you do this? Just create a new trigger and rename it, okay? All right, so what you are going to do right now, guys, what you are going to do is just set up a name that is going to be game ini, all right? Once you do it, you are going to go to event. In event, you are going to create a new event, okay? And this is going to be executed when the game starts, okay? So what you are going to do, guys, is just to move here, and when you are going to have all these options, you are going to select the one that says when the game starts or is created, okay? That's going to be almost the same. Once you've got this, we are going to start by setting up our timer. Remember all the times that we got a brain, which is going to move like the different things is going to be the brain, okay? So what is going to happen for the brain, guys? If we don't start this, the brain is not going to work. So just let's create that one. Just scroll down to the timer, guys. And in timer, we are going to select run countdown timer, okay? That's going to start the timer backwards. Remember that we create this variable like a little bit ago, okay? So just select game start. That is the one that we just created before, okay? Now you select this one. And now that you create this one, start countdown for 10 seconds and repeat the timer. It's need to be true. Very important. If you want to give more time for your players to buy items, you can give more time. In my case, as I haven't developed this store yet, I just put 10 seconds. But if you want to have a store inside your game, take your time, give more time, give at least 30 seconds so the players are going to have enough time to build or put things, okay? And repeated timer, very important, guys. I almost forgot this. So just put repeated timer as true, okay? That's going to be very important, guys. All right. Now, guys, check the screen. Then we are going to set up something important, okay? That which is going to tell us which game states we are having right now, okay? So we are going to do the next thing. We are going to add a new action, okay? And the action is going to be assigned, and you are going to select a character string, okay? And so when you are going to select character string, we are going to select game status. Remember that we created that just like a few minutes ago. And you are going to select that one. And you are going to put the name of the stage that you are having right now. In my case, it's going to be build items. And I always use the T for time. You can use whatever you want. Remember, that is on you. Now that you got this, we are going to set up some cool things, okay? This is going to be the building time. As an example, you can have 120 seconds for building time. So how do you do this? Just hit here. You are going to set up assigning another value. This is going to be the value setup. And once you got it, you are going to create a variable, okay? The variable is going to be building time, which is going to tell the game how much is going to last the building part, okay? In my case, I have 120 seconds here, but I highly advise you to keep just 1 minute and a half, okay? So this is going to be, 1 minute and 1 minute and a half. So of course, that is going to sum together 90. So as you see, we got 90 here. All right. Now we got 90 here. All right. That is going to be 1 minute and a half. Now we are going to add a couple of things more. Just copy and paste this. And we are going to have with this 2 different stages, okay? The second stage, or the second option, you are going to expand and you are going to create a variable that is building blocks. This is going to tell the game how many blocks the player is going to have in the inventory. In my case, I put 100 for each one of the players, okay? Just give me a second here. All right. Now, working with 3 screens is harder than I think. I'm confused because in that screen I have like the comments, on here I have the game, and on here I have the OBS, so it's kind of getting me confused. So I think I'm going to switch for the next classes just to 2 screens. It's going to be more effective for you guys. Alright, better we already have this created. Now, pay too much attention because this is going to be very important, guys. We are going to create 2 triggers that are almost the same. Okay, guys. This is going to be almost the same. And it's going to be the next thing, guys. It's going to be the different database. Okay, this is going to be a database, guys. What is going to do this is just going to allow you to just be able to create on here like different setups for your teams, so the player is going to have everything created once enters to the team. Okay, so team red is going to be the red team, of course. You don't have to worry that much about that. And blue team is going to be the blue. So notice that I put colors on it, so it's going to be easier for me to recognize them. Okay, so how do you do that? Just create a new trigger here, and just put the name on it. So to be able to give the color, check this on here, I just put a hashtag R, all right? And the hashtag art here, and the name of the team, okay? So it's team red, and it's going to be the hashtag red, okay? Don't worry, when we create the blue, we just copy and paste to change information, but we are going to start with this, okay? So this is going to be executed when the players enter to the game, okay? That means when the players enters to the game, well, we are going to set up the variables, okay? So the action or the event is going to be player, okay? So word, game logic, player enters to the game, and now we need to detect which player. So for doing this, just select red team, okay? Remember, the setups for the red and the blue team are going to be different. Are going to be slightly different, not too much different, but you need to filter by team. So just go here, select team, select player, and determine player team. And on there, you are going to change, of course. Just select here player and trigger event. It's from red team, okay? First action, this is optional, so you can put a chat for him. I put it, welcome to the red team, but you don't need to put it, okay? So as you see, it's just simple setups. Most of them are value setups and also area setups, okay? We don't have like too much things right now. So what you are going to do for this? First, you are going to set up an area, okay? So we are going to have like different scenarios in different areas, okay? So right now we already create the spawn area. Now I'm going to ask you to create another one. This area is going to start in the end of the map, in one of the corners, and it's going to cover all the base or the stronghold for the player on up to the middle, okay? So just cover that area. Be sure that it's not covering only like this. Be sure that it's also covering up a lot of ways. So all the things that are going to be inside this area are the areas where the player can build, okay? Outside that area, the player won't be able to build anything. So be sure that you give enough altitude for it. So I'm using like 15 blocks up and just covering that area, okay? Create one for the blue team, and you are going to create another area just like the same, but for the other team that is going to be blue. And the name that you are going to put for this is going to be base. So the red one is going to be base red, and the blue one is going to be base blue. Right after that, okay, you are going to go to your scenario, the one that you have the goal with. So for you to be able to see it, I'm going to do a small trick because right now the impulse zone is not allowing me to see that, and it's not going to allow you to see that either, or neither. Give me a second, I'm going to make this completely invisible so you are going to see it better. Alright, so now you are going to see that it's much clearer, okay? So what you are going to see, guys, on here is that I create an area also, but it's a very small area, okay? Just in the goal for the player. So let me do this. As you see, I'm breaking just the blocks that are right here, and you are going to see a small area that comes just in the area where the player is going to score. So create one for the red team and create one for the blue team in that same part. And you are going to rename that final area that is going to be the final area that we get for teams as a gold red and as a gold blue, okay? All right, your gold blue. Now, final part that we get for this, you are going to cover all your area, all the scenario, all your map, all the fighting part with another area. So just select one of the corners and go all the way from side to side to the other side of the area, from corner to corner. As you see, it's covering all the playable area, and you are going to rename it. The area is going to be named as a full arena, okay? Once you've got all these have been created, once you have all the areas, what you're going to do is just move back to MiniWorld, create editor or trigger editor, and we are going to start set up this, okay? So first arena, just go assigned, and you are going to select area setup, okay? What we are going to do first is telling the game, hey, if this player enters to red team, this is going to be their base, this is going to be their goal, this is going to be their spawn, and there's going to be like the different regions for that player, okay? So let's start with the phase. So on here, you are going to select function, players private variable area, and there you are going to select players and trigger event, and you are going to create a new variable. Once more, we already got this created, but we are going to create another one that says temp region base. Okay, so temp region base is going to be base red for the red team. Don't worry, for the blue, we are going to create that later. Just copy, paste, and once more, we are going to just expand in the new one, and we are going to change this, okay? So we are going to put this time another variable. You are going to create a new one that says team regional goal, okay? The team regional goal is going to be gold blue. Remember that we already created that one, and remember that this is a private variable for the player, very important, okay? Don't create it in global variables because it's not going to work fine. Very important, notice this. If I'm setting up the red team, the gold or where the player scores is going to be the blue team. And vice versa, if I were setting up the blue team, probably on here is going to be blue, okay? But just for this one, red is going to be blue here. Now, copy and paste, and you are going to do the same, expand the first part, and you already got here spawn, so you are going to select the region spawn, and you are going to select as an area, once more, choose area, like the others, and you are going to select spawn red, okay? All right, we're almost over here. As you see, it's not that complicated. So this is the trickiest part. Remember that when we create a map, we create a part where you put a block that will give the points to the player. Well, what we are going to do is that we need to go to that part, to that exact part. I've got it right here, I'm not wrong. Yeah. For every team, we got this, okay? Also for the red team, let me show you. Okay, check this. And this is important. As you see, it's just the same, okay? So notice that for red team, I have this block. We learned this in the first class, if I'm not wrong. But also next to it, I got not another region, we have a location, okay? And the location that is next is right here. We only have two. Blue gets point, that is the one that is in the red side, that is this one. And red gets points, that is the other, okay? So we have to create that once next to the point, okay? Because remember, every time that the player enters to that area, it's going to create a block on there and it's going to give the score to the whole team, okay? So how do you do that specific one, okay? Just add a new action. The action is going to be assigned here. And the assigned one, it's going to be location setup, okay? In location setup, you are going to have to select once more player's private location. And in private location, you are going to select players and trigger event. Once you've got players and trigger event, you are going to select team log red score, okay? You're going to create this one, and it's going to be just team log score. That will allow us to know automatically where is going to be the goal. And you are going to select the location, of course. Remember, for the red team, is going to be function, or sorry, choose location, and you are going to select red gets points, okay? Now, apart from that, we have the team values already, but we also can set up some basics or like some default. So in case the player never selects a class, never selects a hero, it's going to have a default hero, okay? So we already create those variables. We created before when we created the classes. So we are going to select first assign. Then we are going to select value setup. And in value setup, we are going to select once more. Remember that all the variables that we are creating here are private variables. So we are going to create once more. And we are going to select player max balls. We already create this. And we are going to set it up as 5. In your case, whatever a hero you want to select by default with the stats. Okay, remember that's going to give the max amount of balls. Then we are going to select another assigned. The assigned is going to be values, item type setup. On here, you have to do the same process. Function library, player's private variable. Right after player's private variable, you are going to select players into your team. Hero weapon, we already created that one. And then you are going to select the gun that we are going to have for one of the classes. In my case, I got right here the moderate one, the one that is more balanced, that is going to be the mill filler. So the main one is Heligun. You copy and paste this. And when you copy and paste it, you are going to select now a hero, right? So the hero is going to be once more, just copy and paste and change the information. This time you are going to select hero skill, and you select the skill for the class. And then you got it. You got the first part covered, okay? This last part is not needed because as you see, I haven't checked it. I forgot to remove it. But once you got all of this, just copy, paste, rename it, and you are going to put team register blue, okay? And when you got it, just change the information. So you start from the top, it's the same, but it's going to change the information. So in here you are going to have red team, just change it to blue. And update all this information. So in here you have, in the original one, you have base red, and here change for base blue. Gold red is going to be now, gold blue, sorry, is going to be gold red. And of course you change all the variables to the blue team, okay? So be sure that you select the right areas. Remember that you need to edit all of this, okay? Very important. Right, see, if you check, it's just going to change the information. And that's it. What we did with this is to set up the previous variables so the player will be able to see all the information by the first time, okay? And then we also have another one. This one is just simple symptom, very simple, just hit create a new trigger. When you create the new trigger, just rename it team auto join. The actions will be when a player enters to the game, so remember, in logic, when a player enters to the game. Now the condition is going to be game, okay? Sorry, it's in math, numerical comparison. And on here you are going to create a new variable. The variable is going to be game status. This is going to tell the game which game status is. Remember, we always use this for our brain. It needs to be greater than 0. And then we are going to add an action, and the action is just simple. We are going to tell the player, hey, wait, you enter late, so you are going to access when the game stage change to play, okay? So how do you do that? Just go here and display text to player, and the information is going to be, hey, you will play on the next round, and that's it. Okay, so right now you already have most of the game finished. For tomorrow class, we are going to learn, for the next week class, we are going to learn this brain, that is going to be the part that we left. And we are going to learn the upgrade and downgrade parts about the blocks, okay? So don't worry, it's very easy, it's not that much complicated. But right now you should be able to play, you should be able to have like a lot of parts of your work, okay?